Alright, I have started the stream, and we're gonna go ahead right now. Like I said, a bit slow today, we're gonna start small. Typically, when I do a new game, especially in this nature and what we kind of know, what I know, we're gonna start kind of small and close, just about ourselves, and we're gonna expand to the world as we know more about the world, the game, or everything, and that pretty much. So, with that being said, we're gonna do a bit of a story, bit of a history, because I do like role-playing my games, and as some of you know, I very much run role-play-driven games. And even though Witcher, especially in the games and whatnot, are very, very combat-driven, the Witcher tabletop RPG is not like purely combat. Because while there's a lot of political stuff going on, there's a war going on right now between Nilfgaard and damn near everyone else, which is why everyone in the north is on a bit of a nervous attitude, because Nilfgaard is going through and, well, causing a lot of trouble with everyone down south. Now, their game is going to take place in Redania, and with that, the first thing we need to determine is, I'm already going to say that yes, all of you know each other. How you formed up as a group will be determined. In fact, we could go a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of that right now. All of you have been traveling together. The question is, how long have the five of you, as a group, been traveling together? A collaborative effort between all of you. We're doing a bit of backstory right now. What's the length? How long has this group been together as friends, companions?
I mean, I would think not too long, because we're all just getting to know each other, yeah?
And you're all fairly young too. I mean, there's an old man or old dwarf, I would say, in the group, but between that, the humans of the group are actually fairly young, so it shouldn't have been too long.
We probably are like just meeting, not in the sense that like, oh, you all walk into a tavern and see a group of fucking individuals, but like, you know, like we've probably met like a week ago and we've talked about adventuring together.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay,
I
so
imagine.
we know each other for a week is absolutely fine. How's everyone else think about that?
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. Now the question is, when you met, what is the reason all of you decided to stay together? Was it because of a conflict in a town you all kind of had to pull together? Was there a monster that maybe was attacking some people and you were there? Maybe one of you was attacked. Maybe one of you were imprisoned and rescued each other. What was the reason why? Why do you walk together right now? As essentially, we're going between towns in Redania. You're on the road right now traveling. It is midday.
I don't know. I like the idea that, personally, I like the idea a monster showed up being rude. So, like some Avengers stuff, we all jumped out like to fight it, and we're like, oh hey, there's other people. I don't know.
That idea might work, but some of our backstory, like that monster fighting might not be actually the thing.
Well, let's do this first. Let's go ahead and see where exactly are we in the world. So let's go ahead and pull up a map. For those of you that are new to Fantasy Grounds, what's up?
Real quick, Paul, are we limited by the rarity of the item that we take?
Yes, E or C as availability.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Ugh.
Sorry.
You wanted a personal house on the road.
Now I will say, I will say though, you do have a potentially soon-to-be, if he doesn't die, master craftsman with you. In fact, we're going to go into that pretty quick. But first off, let's go ahead and show where exactly in the world are we. Let's go and show a map. So here is a map of our little world, and there's a couple I have. We're going to find which one is going to be the best to use. But for right now, let me go ahead and make this right there.
Also, Parja, can you stop putting your microphone into the wind?
It's not me. It's
Jenny, I think, is actually doing it.
Oh, wow, shit.
Shh. Hold on.
Can you put your fan to your back?
Yeah.
No, it's above me. Let me turn on push to talk.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Give me just a second. I'm going to turn on push to talk.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
You could probably also slightly turn up your mic's pickup stuff on Discord, and it wouldn't come up as much.
Hey, dwarf boy, how old are you again?
We'll get to that.
200.
We'll get in it in a
Oh
second.
no, I'm asking because I have an idea.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying like we could have been traveling together already.
Are you the Witcher?
Yeah,
Maybe.
155.
You're a whelp.
What?
Still wet behind the ears.
Not really. I'm just saying because I could have been with you through some of that bullshit you've experienced.
Yeah, I know.
Just looking at this man like, damn, how much worse can it get? Oh, that much worse.
Yeah, we're in the north, right? Which kingdom are we in?
You're in. If you look at the map, I'll draw an arrow. So you'll see me drawing an arrow on this map to the north. If you follow along. So for those of you that are new, how you draw an arrow is by holding down both the left and right mouse buttons and dragging your mouse icon, or your mouse icon.
Oh.
Which is the reason why I have everyone have their own color except for Gavin and Julius. One of you needs to change your colors because black, only one of you can be black.
How do you delete it?
Click both mouse buttons
Double
again.
click it. Yeah, just click
Okay.
it.
Oh, okay.
Also, yeah, I don't know how to change my color.
Top right, Fancy Grounds. A button looks like a little color palette. Small button. Click on that and start clicking around in that little thing.
I don't. We're on a map. I don't see any buttons.
No, click out of it.
Or move the map around.
Click out of
So
Exit it.
you can exit the map, or you can resize the map itself by holding down left control.
Oh, fucking. Okay, I didn't realize the map was a whole other thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll change my color. Oh, is yellow not an option?
You'll see everyone's color in the top left, the icons. Next to the icon, you'll see the colors. Bright green is mine. Can't take bright green, but everyone else has to have their own color. The reason why is because
Right.
of the arrows on the map. Whenever we need to.
So
Like, how
You-
do I get yellow,
click-
though?
you click the different colors. So like, blue and green make yellow. So
You
click
have to
blue
like
and green.
shift your own.
Hell yeah.
You make a color.
Yeah,
How
you
do I-
blend
how do I,
them
like-
together. You click it once to like add more.
Yeah, you like make like you. It's like you throwing paint on top of already made pile of paint.
Essentially.
Oh. Okay, is this color fine?
Sure.
Yeah, no one has it.
I just want to make sure it's not too close to yours. Hursk.
Well, no, mine's green. Mine's bright green, so.
Okay, cool.
Yours is like
I'm
piss
gold.
yellow.
I'm gold. What are you talking about?
Piss yellow.
Nah, that's
I'm
cool.
kidding. I'm kidding.
If that's what color your piss is, I advise you to see
Ah,
a doctor.
shit.
No, I just need to drink more water. All right. So as we're traveling, it's midday. Again, this takes place between the games 2 and 3, or before actually, after Sintra was essentially sacked by Nilfgaard. So Nilfgaard is going more north right now. And again, I've not beaten
So
game
we're
3, so
after
don't.
the point
Yeah.
in
So
the show, right?
yeah. So essentially, right now, actually, it's kind of in the middle because right now, Geralt is actually looking for Yennefer and Ciri. So
Okay.
that's kind of happening right now. It's actually before the game.
Gotcha.
Game 3. So Geralt is off doing his own stuff right now, and Yennefer is out doing her own stuff. And all of you are together as your own little group.
Gotcha.
Now-
Gotcha.
As you you've been traveling from the last town. Now the question is, we're gonna do a little bit of history. The last town, about 3 days walk, or travel behind you. Leaving this town, what I want to know is, between all of you, have you left this town under good occasion or under a bad occasion? Knowing the history of the world, knowing what's going on, was it a joyous, was it good? Were you run out of town? Did you leave out of town in a good manner? What was the reason? Not a reason to leave, but what happened there that was good or bad?
Do we get to decide?
Yeah, we're doing a little bit of backstory right now. Essentially, the last couple of days, and this might play into the game a little bit depending on how things play out, but just to get a bit of a history of the group as we start off.
Okay. Well, so you're a man at arms. You're a mage. You're a witcher. Gavin, what are
Craftsman.
you?
Craftsman.
Craftsman.
And then-
Criminal.
Oh, you're the criminal. Okay. I was like, what are these people? Okay,
Wait.
so
Is
Huh.
it wits? Is it your volume?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
for some
he's
reason-
yeah,
like,
he's super quiet. You just gotta turn him up like a lot.
yeah. Can you go beyond 200%?
No.
Yeah, I'm at
No,
10%.
okay.
He's still a little bit quiet for me.
Yeah.
Try putting the mic closer to you.
Put it in your mouth.
Yes. Eat it.
This is as close as I could get it.
That's a lot better.
All right, that's good. That's good enough. Okay.
Did you check your settings? Was it? Do you have the right mic connected to Discord?
Yeah, I have everything set up the same way.
Okay. Well, you don't sound too bad now. So yeah, so you're a thief, and like, or you're a criminal. What, like, you like a steely criminal, like a stabby criminal? Like, what kind of criminal are you?
I like to think I'm like a little bit of a pickpocket, stabby guy.
Ooh.
Okay,
So he's a mugger, is what he's saying.
let's mug him.
I love that skit.
But that's the Watcher. He's come hundreds of orcs. Yeah, let's mug him.
Paul,
So
Did you see my message in Discord before you, or in chat in Fantasy Grounds before you deleted it?
Shit, no.
Okay, I got all of my armor. Can you fix my, I guess, whatever equates to AC in this setting?
Yep, I'll work on it.
Okay, thanks.
it's your bones. But so okay, so you've had your run-ins with the law. I too have had my run-ins with the law for very different reasons, but still. So here's my thought process. Maybe me seeing you as a down on your luck criminal. Are you down on your luck? What's going on with you?
Well, I'm kind of like searching for someone. You know,
Okay.
run around from town to town.
Well,
By chance, do you have a forlorn love life?
I have a lot of bastard kids everywhere.
Hey, there you go, Julius. There's something here.
All right, let's do this
So-
actually. Let's do a bit of a pause, and let's play into what you're actually trying to do right now. We'll say in the midst of the travel, you do a small break, small camp for lunch. In fact, you're sharing a meal right now. You're at a bit of a stream, and the water's kind of flowing by pretty gently, and it's nice weather, and you're all kind of enjoying the moment right now as you're eating your own morsel of food they have in front of you. You all look at each other. You all look at the companions you've been traveling with for the last week. And right now we're going to do the actual introductions of the game. So I want you, one by one, to essentially describe what the others see when they look at you. Tell me your character name. Tell me which character is, race-wise, profession-wise, anything that might stand out to them physically, and then give it a little bit of a rough idea of what they expect skill-wise, and maybe a bit of a history of your character, if you want to go that far. It's up to you, but give the general basics of your character right now. And then we can continue further on to this little build-up.
I can go first. One sec. So when you look at Julius, you see, well, like, you know, he's had his fair years behind him, but you know, he's still spry and looking to better his craft. With him he has a cart, probably what some of us have been riding on. His cart is pulled by an ox named Susan. He has a dog named Johnny, and yeah, he has a sword on his hip, as anyone should in this world, and he seems very chipper for a dwarf craftsman. He always tends to have a smile, and he likes to talk to people. Yeah.
Alright, well, mine's Gavin. I'm a human criminal and 32 years old. I'm stealthy and a pickpocket. And You don't see any weapons on me because I have a hidden stiletto in my sleeve. But pretty much, I just kind of trying to find someone.
Cool. Alright, so Parja is a man almost into his 30s. He's got like a little scruffy beard, like shaven but not clean. And he's got long hair. I would say shoulder length, and then he's wearing a trench coat, and you can see he has a crossbow and a bow slung across his shoulder. He's a quiet man, and yeah.
You would see probably the most noticeable of the grouping is a witcher by the name of Nadravan, who, as most witchers do, have stark white hair, strange looking eyes, and he wears two weapons. One, a steel sword that's rather well made in relation, as well as a well-made silver sword that is well known to fight monsters that his people, or whatever you would call them, are known to hunt. Even though his age might be high, but he barely looks a day over 25. And at the moment, he's just looking for the next monster to hunt down.
Cool.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Is your turn?
Oh, character? I'm sorry. I'm still.
Are you the last one, or is there
Oh.
someone else?
That's only Jenny left.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
I forgot I'm on
hold
push
on.
to talk.
Oh, you're fine. I was going to say to semi-stall for you. You also notice Julius has a harp. He tends to like to play.
Ooh.
So I forgot about that.
Okay, so you see a female mage. She's got like silver hair that looks a little bit purple at the ends, and she's wearing purple robes. She's a little reserved. She doesn't open up very easily, and kind of really only will input or add to the conversation when it's necessary. Until she gets to drinking, then she's very open and quite flirty, and just loosens up a lot at that point.
All right.
And nobody really knows why she's here yet or what she's doing. She kind of keeps everything, like I said, fairly reserved, close to the chest. So.
But one thing that is of obvious note, having a mage. Are you obviously a mage, Zadira?
Yes.
All right.
Very obviously.
So having a mage with you is very, very nice, I would say. So even though you might not know the reason why she's sticking around, having one with you is definitely a something that is beneficial to a group.
Also, real quick, Paul, total SP from my armor that I bought is 16. Heads up.
I'll get to you in a second.
Okay, no problem.
Alright, so right now we're sharing a meal near the stream.
So, what are you all looking for out here?
Well, I'm just running from a mage. I got into a bit of trouble. I'm fine as long as I don't have to bump into him.
Zandria or Zandura?
Zadira.
Zadira. You have magic. You're a mage. Why, do you know the one after Gavin?
Do I what now?
Uh,
Oh,
Gavin here says there's a mage after him. Might you know him?
I
Not Gavin, but the mage.
I'm after a mage.
No.
Oh. Wait a minute. Someone's hunting a mage and someone's being hunted by a mage?
No, Gavin is hunting a mage.
Oh.
And Parja is being
Ah.
hunted by a mage.
Oh, gosh. That's... Oh, you've had some shite luck.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, shit.
No worries.
Well. That's interesting. Well, I'll ask. Why are you hunting a mage there? Man-at-arms?
Well, I'm being hunted by the mages because, well, we had a little bit of a altercation. I might have blackmailed him. Yeah, he's ready to pounce my ass anytime, so yeah, I'm on the run.
Hey. And of you? Why do you hunt a mage?
Mage killed my father.
Ah, what a dick. That's worthy enough.
Well, let's do this real quick. Gavin, do you know the name of the mage that killed your family? Do you know who you're hunting?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
So I guess
That makes
I'll
it hard to
make
find a man boy.
The question is, mages, it's a bit of a small world, I would say, when it comes to mages. Now, real quick, I want to do a quick pause to the group. Again, me being a bit ignorant to some of the lore of the world, if I do, now typically when I run a game with an established IP such as The Witcher, I tend to want to stay within lore. So if I do say something that does not fit the lore that you do know, that I might say wrong, let me know, because I don't want to be something that, I want to stick with the lore. That's kind of what you expect in the game. So if I do say something that doesn't make sense or you know is wrong, let me know, please. That being said, I do think that the wizarding world, I would say, mage world, is a bit small.
Yeah.
So there could be a possibility that Zadira might know of someone who has done this in the past.
Hey.
So I was-
What? Say.
So to see if Zadira knows if there's a possibility of maybe just fate intertwining some of the lives here. Zadira, go ahead and roll me a d20 into chat, please. All right, in that case, Zadira, you might not know specifically, but you indeed do know of a mage. Under the circumstances, now let you and Gavin discern this if you want to, but you do know of a mage that has... Gavin, your family was murdered, correct?
My father was.
Your father. I want you to decide a reason why, and then Zadira is going to know of someone that might fit this nature, that might fit of this.
Wait.
was-
Did you roll a d20?
I did. I was gonna ask what they looked like or if you had any information about them.
Don't we roll d10s? I'm just asking.
We roll d10s for the game itself, but when I do not typically
Oh.
in-game stuff, I use d20s.
Oh, okay.
This wasn't an actual skill roll, and this was just a roll to see if she might know. In that case, if you roll a
Gotcha.
15 or more, you do have... It's actually something happens that I'm deciding if something happens. So she rolled under a 15, she wouldn't have known this mage, but she rolled high enough where she actually knows the guy that murdered Gavin's parents, which will, again, kind of intermingle your past together.
I got you. I was confused. I thought it's fine.
Yeah, this
I
wasn't an
was
actual
just
skill roll,
silly.
so...
Got you.
Alright, so,
Well, I mean, no offense there, man, but most mages are tricky business. You should be careful around them. You two younger lads I am one to know, and I'm sure Zadira would agree. Most mages are not kind to blackmail, as most people are not, but
Well, he deserved it, but he's just lucky he got away.
I'm not saying one way or the other. I don't know the man. I don't know his reasons.
Do I know that mage?
Yes, you're gonna know because this mage that killed Gavin's father is gonna be someone that boasted about it.
No,
So-
I mean the one that is after Parja. So I know of the mage that killed Gavin's father, but what about the one that Parja blackmailed that's after him?
Yeah, that guy is the guy who killed Gavin's father.
They're one and the same?
I
Oh,
was
shit.
thinking about that, and it would definitely again link all together, but that'd be a hell of a coincidence. What do you think?
Small
I think-
community of mages, I feel like it's possible.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, then it is.
That's a lot of tricky business you all have there. So then, did we find Gavin and Parza? Were you guys traveling together when me and the Witcher encountered you?
Okay, so out of character, what about right now? We don't know that the mage we both know are the one and the same.
Oh, yeah.
But then we encountered each other under similar circumstances.
It's possible that right now in this moment, I could actually bring that to light if you want me to.
So Gavin's in the town searching for the mage so then he can kill him. I'm in the town running away from the mage.
And then a mage
now-
abducts you both.
And then,
Well, I would
you
say,
could say,
small interruption. I would say the fact that someone of you is looking for a mage might have got wind to Zadira. Why is someone looking for a mage to possibly kill? So again, small community. She's maybe curious as to why.
Yeah, good point. Oh, maybe you're just tagging along because you want to know. Like, you're just having fun. Just a
hey,
fun idea. Yeah.
well, well, Witcher, what say you to helping some young men solve their problems?
Kind of just stops eating whatever the fuck we're eating right now. Kind of just looks at the duo. It depends how much they're paying for such a transaction.
You
A
know,
mage
Witcher
is not something to be fucked with easily.
Hey, Witchers often don't come cheap. You should see. I had to bribe him with delicacies like pastries for him to even want to travel with me. He's a bit of a glutton. It's quite hilarious.
You say that now, but a few days ago, Griffin almost made off with your cart.
Hey,
And now it's dead.
hey. Well, I'd be willing to help in exchange that if this mage has any magical material that you both allow me to have said thing.
As it
I
is,
believe the Witcher wants coin.
which will always
Oh.
want coin.
Of course.
In fact, to account for how poor the Witcher currently is, we can say that the previous town Now, I did mention in chat, if you're taking notes, that the town of Hadley is the town you have left, and that was 3 days ago. You've been on the road traveling. Now, it's been some time since our local Witcher here has had a successful job done, for the fact that counting for him still being a bit poor. So, in the
Oh.
town of Hadley,
Ooh, I have an idea,
Hmm?
actually. We could say that, like he said, he saved my shit from like a griffin, and I didn't have appropriate compensation to pay him. So instead, because I go from town to town earning my keep, he's kind of just been mooching off me since he hasn't had a successful hunt. That instead of me paying him for killing the griffin, my pay is just
As
letting
a
him
debt.
like paying in at inns for him and shit.
that could work. It's up to
That's how
Witcher.
me and him have been
I'm
traveling.
fine with that.
All right.
Yeah.
I just sleep in your cart during the day.
All right, so let's continue this story a little forward now. Got a little bit of history. We can continue to work on history as the time goes on. I have my own rules of how to implement some roleplay history into the game. But as it is, again, you have been traveling for the last 3 days. The next town coming up, whether you're going there directly or not, the next one nearby is known as a settlement. It's a small little community known as Rockdale. And again, been on the road for 3 days. The chance of having a actual inner tavern to sleep in, an actual comfortable bed, warm, good food, and just be able to kind of maybe bathe, for some of you that actually want to be clean, is a bit promising.
Yeah, bet. Like when that night with next to the stream, I washed myself in the stream with one of my bars of soap because I stay clean.
In that case, real quick, again, I need to learn names to characters. Who was speaking?
That's Julius.
Julius,
Hey.
do me a favor. Go ahead and we're going to do the first roll of the game. I want you to go ahead and go to the skills tab of character sheet. I want in a awareness roll, please.
An awareness roll.
Yes.
So what? Do I just roll a dice and then add after? Or like what
No,
do I?
just
Just
double
roll the
thing.
dice. It does it.
So,
It does it for you.
if you go to skills, you'll see the awareness skill. And then if you go all the way to the right of it, where it has a little D20 icon, to the left of intelligence, where it says INT, double click that, just like that.
Hey,
All right.
get it.
Julius, you go and refresh yourself in the bit of the waters, and everything, for the most part, is ordinary. You finish your business.
Cool.
Water's a bit cold, a bit nice.
Feels good on me hard skin.
Now, before we essentially break camp and move further on, the question I have for everyone is there anything anyone wishes to accomplish or do before we continue forward? And even as would you want to go to the town of Roxdale, or would you want to do something else that I might not be thinking about? What's kind of the? Obviously, I kind of gave you a bit of a not a clue, but kind of a direction to go if you wish to, because I don't want to leave everyone just kind of blind and as a sandbox. But if you want to do something else than I mentioned, you're absolutely free to do it. I never rare-rolled my games. So with that being said, is there anything anyone wants us to accomplish right now before we kind of like break the camp of lunch?
I would like to look around the area for some alchemical ingredients for my Witcher stuff.
What kind of ingredients are you looking?
He's looking for stuff to make. Let me look at my list. I'm gonna look for stuff to make a thunderbolt, DM.
All right, so we're gonna see if we can do some foraging. And again, I need to learn this, but I do know there's a bit of a DC for foraging. So, as you go looking around, this is for you, right, Julius?
Nidraven.
Okay, so Ned Raven. Again, I'm gonna apologize for missing all you guys' names. It's
fine.
gonna happen for a little bit. So Ned, you start looking around. I want you to go ahead and as you go off towards either the stream or a bit of the area, and so the kind of the landscape I'm gonna paint around you right now. You are obviously next to a river that is flowing. It's definitely where Julius went. Besides that is definitely green, definitely trees around, and it's relatively pleasant. Bit of the coverage of the trees provide enough shade to be comfortable through the climate right now. So, Nate, go ahead and give me your first roll for the game is a wooden survival roll, please.
Sorry. Wilderness survival?
Yes, that is the foraging skill. For that matter, you do find. Now the question is, how much of it do you find? That's what I need to figure out.
Enough for one mix of it.
Okay, write that down.
All right.
Now, so
And then you want me to roll alchemy as well?
Are you making it right now?
Of course, before he sleeps.
How long does it take
well,
to
you
make?
need to.
I don't know.
Also, wait, hold on. The potion you're trying to craft, because I looked at the alchemy stuff. You need to find like each ingredient. Like, what are the little symbols next to it? What color are they?
Give me a second.
Yeah, each of those symbols is the ingredient. Yet forgive me, I've not had the chance to
Yeah,
actually look at that stuff right now. So right now I'm.
Oh yeah, I was looking into it because I could do that. I can alchemy, and yeah, so you have to like. There's different stuff you can get. Like, there's general colors for each ingredient, and then under the color, it has like 5 different things that can be used, and it has like where you find them, and if you find them, you roll like a d10 to see how many units you get for like. It doesn't have like grams or
Okay,
like pounds.
so-
That's a unit for crafting.
So for Thunderbolt, I need two yellow like
Yellow vertical, horizontal, or
Horizontal.
diagonal.
All right, so do this.
Okay.
Obviously, it's not gonna be done right now, because you can get more stuff.
Right.
So go ahead and in inventory or under your notes so everyone has a note section. At the right-hand side of Fancy Grounds, there's a button that says Notes. If you click on that,
Yeah.
you can actually right-click inside that note box and make an entry to have a custom note. If you want to go that way, or go to the character sheet or in the inventory. Either way, make a note, Nid, that you have succeeded on your fortune check for the first item. Then we'll go with that. I'll learn this today
Okay.
after the game.
Yeah. So if he succeeded, I think he rolls a. Well, where are we? What kind of terrain are we in?
It's a bit of a mix between woodlands and plains.
So fields, you would say?
Yes.
So then he could have found basil leaves, and if you're saying his check was good enough, he would roll 1d10 to see how many units he found.
All right.
And
roll
it
me
has a
D10.
DC foraging check of 12, so yeah, he would have passed.
All right, give
So
me a
D10?
D10 roll. Yeah.
6.
All right, write that down. You need like 6. And thank you for the information, Julius.
6 units. It's not an exact measurement. It's
I'm
it's
just gonna
the
say
exact
6x.
use to craft.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
it's
6x, yeah.
Yeah, units are the exact measurement used to craft the potion.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're learning.
Yeah, I'll learn I haven't had a chance to look at the cartoon rules at all right now, so I'll do that later too. I've been doing other mechanic stuff, looking to make sure it's
Yeah,
runs
then
Oh yeah, no, you're good. I've been looking into it because that's my whole thing. So I figured it'd be helpful to have someone that knows the stuff.
All right,
Yeah,
anyone
you'll-
else
you'll-
wish to do anything?
Yes, I would like to go hunting.
What are you
This is
looking
what
to
it
hunt
gets in-
specifically? You looking to hunt game, food, fish, people, man, what?
Game.
All right.
Rabbits,
This is-
foxes, yeah, stuff like that.
this is when he gets gored by a fox.
Oh no.
No rabbit Monty Python foxes here. All right, so that would be definitely a skill. I believe that's going to be. We're going to do a couple of things. Obviously, this is going to be wilderness survival also. So go ahead and give me same thing. Give me a wilderness survival roll as you head off into the wilderness to find some rabbits, some hare.
Alright, where wilderness survival.
It's going to be it's the last skill in the list.
Yep, I'm clicking it.
All right, Parza, as you're going out looking for some game, you actually, in fact, come across some. Doesn't mean you've actually got them, but you do find them as you're going out. Now, there's a couple. There's a grouping of, we'll say, 3 hares that are essentially scavenging for a bit of food or eating some. They're currently eating around, and out in the open a fair bit. Still, obviously, they can run away. But you do come across them, Parja. The question to you is, how do you wish to proceed forward? And they go screaming, running into them. Do you want to try to shoot one? Do you want to try to stick upon them? How do you want to proceed forward?
Is it possible for me to line up a shot and penetrate all 3 of them at the same time?
Roll me a I know there's a skill for this, or there's a skill I can use. Where's that? Roll me a tactics skill.
Tactics. Ooh. I'm glad I poured a few points into this. Okay. Can you see the roll?
Nope.
I'll do it again.
There we go.
Oh,
Ooh.
Parja, as you're going, you can't quite get all three, but you get two in line easy enough. Every time it seems to get to a third one, another one kind of shifts out of the way, preventing you from getting all three, but you can line up to two of them.
Sweet. I go over and pick them up by the ear.
Oh,
and
no,
You didn't
no,
shoot
you
him
still
yet.
gotta shoot him first. Just because you have the
Oh,
shot doesn't mean you actually make the shot. So we'll do a quick shot with the actual weapons. So, go to the combat tab of the character sheet.
Yes.
You'll see the crossbow. You'll see that there are three icons. We have a white, yellow, and red. For all intents and purposes, ignore the white. Don't need to do the red one that is not going to be used for the crossbow, but go ahead and click me, that little button for the yellow attack crossbow symbol. We'll go with the first roll, which is actually even better. So, Parja, you line up the shot, you let loose the mechanism, and the bolt flies forward from the crossbow, striking, skewering both hairs, giving you too little game to either sell or eat, or even skin and use as, pretty sure there's things you can use that for. But either way, you do have two hairs, you can put that in inventory.
Alright, gotcha. Can I also retrieve one of my crossbow bolts? It's just one of them.
Yes.
Alright, good.
Anyone else? All right, we'll continue forward. As you. Oh no! All right.
Paul,
Yes.
are we able to use, just because again, we're all new to this setting, but are we able to use downtime to improve skills at all? Is that something that we can do?
Yes. There are multiple ways to earn skills in this game. There are three ways actually. The main one is to actually get experience points, which is known as IP. And for all intents and purposes, I'm going to tell you all right now how to actually raise your stats and skills. It's very easy. To raise a skill, you actually have to use a number of IP equal to your current rank in the skill. So if you have a rank of 4, when I go to 5, it requires 4 IP. Easy enough. If you want to raise an attribute, like your body or your speed, it is the current number times 10. So if you have a 4 speed and want to go to 5, you have to spend 40 IP to go to 5.
Holy shit. That's so much.
Now, here's the fun thing. That's just for straight leveling up. You can actually find teachers that can actually give you a bit of IP to go into that specific skill. So a bit of note-taking, but you can actually practice that skill, and you can also learn a skill by either finding a teacher or reading a book, or even just practicing. And at the most you can earn is 2 IP, which means you can actually gain a skill up to 2 IP just by, or to 2 ranks, just by essentially practicing a skill during downtime.
Cool.
Okay, so my thing, nothing major. It was just something I thought I could be doing during this downtime is I picked up a few throwing knives just as sort of like a backup sort of thing.
Yes.
Can I just be practicing with those, like against a tree or something?
What's your current athletic skill?
That's tied to athletics.
Yes, throwing is athletics.
Very nice.
0.
Well, you can practice. So, during the time where, I'm going to remember everyone's name now, where Parja was hunting, going off into the wilderness for some game, and Julius was kind of bathing and taking care of stuff in the river. Zagira, you go to a tree nearby, and you start practicing with you throwing these knives. Go ahead and give me an athletics roll there, Zagira. You throw the first one, and it just smacks aside, gives a bit of a spring, and just hits the dirt. Not quite good, doesn't stick in. That is, unfortunately, not a successful use of your first attempt at kind of practicing. But again, it's practice, so it's nothing that's going to be too bad. That's why you're practicing.
Okay, I picked up 4 of them, so that's it? Just the one roll?
For right now, yes.
All
You're
right.
practicing, but it's not quite there yet.
Okay. I didn't realize that the bathing was what I was doing. So
Sorry. I've been doing a lot of stuff. So when you said the river, I might have actually been wrong about that. What were you doing at the river?
Well, no, yeah, I was bathing. So if that's what I was doing while everyone was harvesting, can I make a check to see if I can like better my grooming and style then? Because that's what that is.
Do you have a mirror?
A mirror?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't think so.
The river is my mirror.
So
I mean, yeah, I'm at a river.
at -5, go ahead and give me a grooming skill. So here's how you do this.
Yeah.
Here's how you do this. If you don't know how, at the bottom left of Fancy Grounds is a little box that says modifier.
Modifier.
You can click on that, hit -5 on the keyboard, or just mouse wheel down. Maybe you have to hold control and mouse wheel down. But get to where it says -5, and then roll me the skill.
Click -5. Okay, then.
So Julius, not really having a reference to go with, you kind of just go by feeling and kind of muscle memory that you've been experienced with, because you do have a bit of training in it. And for all intents and purposes, you don't quite think you've got it correct. Maybe something feels out of place, something doesn't feel quite right.
Okay.
Perhaps you're practicing just because maybe it's an opportunity to practice if you need to do a quick get up in a hurry or a place that doesn't have a mirror.
Okay, so this is the first time one of us will have done this. Can I use luck to make this better?
Now, everyone has a luck stat. Everyone has a luck stat.
Yeah.
With this luck stat, it refreshes every session, and you can use a one-to-one basis of luck to increase your roll. If you want to use luck to increase your grooming skill for this roll, absolutely.
So then I'll ask, what would the roll need to be for me to get better at it?
Well, that's for me to know and for you to find out. I will say the average difficulty of a roll in this game is 14. But it's up to you to decide how much you want to throw into it. Then I'll let you know.
So I got 12. So this is a lot to my character. So I'll throw 3 into it and make the roll a 15.
Okay. Real quick, also, everyone go to inventory. Sorry, go to your main tab, the character sheet. The luck will actually have a number. Make them equal. So if you have like a 5 luck, make it 5-5, and then you start reducing it that way.
Okay, all right, gotcha. So then I use 3 and make that 12 a 15.
All right. After a bit of quick finagling, Julius, you kind of get the feeling that after the initial, this doesn't feel right, you get to the point where this feels right. Everything feels in the right place. The hair feels good. The way you kind of have yourself presented that you can make out right now feels correct. As some of you watch as Julius is just kind of grooming himself inside or next to the river.
Yeah. Julius is a sexy man.
Somebody's peeping on Julius?
Maybe. Who knows?
My dog's there with me.
Yeah,
The
Adam's
dog's
the only
peeping
one.
on you.
Oh, the dog. I groomed the dog. He's seen my ungroomed face. All right. So does that translate into like any bonus, or how does that work? Since I was doing it to like make the skill better.
You need more than just one downtime to do stuff like this. So
Okay.
just because you have 5 minutes doesn't mean you're gonna pick up the
Alright.
skill. So this will be something that's gonna be. It's not really in depth with how it's done. I'll review it, but pretty sure it's gonna be more than just one time. Boom, you gain 2 points. 'Cause that'd be
Right.
a
No.
little too easy.
Yeah. I got you. I just wasn't sure like what I did get from this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
I'm not expecting
You
for it
look
to go
nice. I'll
up.
put it that way.
All
When
right.
you come out, you look very presentable.
I'm looking
You look
suave as
fashionable.
fuck.
Yes. Your hair might be slicked back. Your beard is nice and groomed. You look good.
Hell yeah.
All right, DM.
Yes.
I would like to troll Julius, and is he taking a bath downstream or upstream?
Julius?
Yes.
I mean, how do you mean? Like,
Okay, so if you're downstream, I would be upstream, washing and skinning the rabbit, and then you know.
well, I mean,
That's
technically, you could do that no matter what. Because if you go far enough in the opposite direction of me, you'll be upstream.
That's true, but it depends if you can see me or not. Like that's a pretty dirty trick, but.
I don't know.
I'll forget it. Yeah, that's a bit gross. All right.
I'm not telling you not to do it.
I thought it was funny.
Let's do this. Go ahead and
All
give
right.
me. Was this so it was Parza, right?
Yes.
All right, Parza, go ahead and give me a. I want to say stealth. Yeah, give me a stealth roll.
Stealth roll.
Mhm.
All right. Oh my god! All of my points are coming into. Okay, this is good.
Not bad. Now, Julius, since you're in the river itself or next to it as you're doing this, go ahead and give me a awareness roll.
All right. Awareness.
All right. So, Parsha, you very easily stay out of sight of Julius as you go a bit upstream from where he's taking care of his stuff, and you start skinning the rabbit, taking out the guts, and just obviously it's a bit of a flowing river and it's fairly big, so he's not going to be like carry-ass covered in blood, but you do have a bit of the guts and a bit of the rabbit kind of go downstream towards Julius.
Dog, if you get me attacked by drowners, fucking.
Luckily,
Alright.
nothing comes out, Darna-wise or entity-wise. But you
Okay,
do
yeah.
get, in the midst of you actually taking care of what you've been doing, Julius, you do get a bit of the rabbit on you.
Alright, I'll wait for it to go by and then I'll just wash it off.
Okay, easy enough.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a flowing river. I'll just be like, that's fucking. Or like when you say a bit of the rabbit on me, like how much of the rabbit?
Maybe a piece of intestines here, a couple of hairs.
Oh, dope! I'll take that intestine and throw it to my dog.
Okay. Dog
Okay.
happily eats it up.
Also, I looked up the statistics of a dog are pretty cool. I found it in the book, so I know what my dog can do. And it's pretty cool.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Gavin,
Gavin.
Gavin, I'm gonna be off on the side with my thieves' tools, just practicing picking locks and stuff with it. Just practicing with my thieves' tools.
Does anyone have a lock nearby?
Sadly, I did not start with a lock.
Does anyone have a chest?
No.
Nope.
Gavin, how are you practicing with locks with no locks
He's
nearby?
picking a tree.
Yeah, right.
He's breaking into a squirrel's house.
You can be practicing backflips and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that would probably be better. I don't have a lock or anything.
Well,
Ooh.
no, you can still practice lock picking even without a lock. You're not exactly trying to pick a lock, but maybe you're trying to get the slight tense of feeling as you rake the pick lock over a bit of maybe a tree or even a rock or a branch, just to get that mystical feeling in your fingers.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted just getting comfortable with them and all that.
Well, we've been doing rolls all day, so go ahead and give me a sleight of hand roll. I do believe it's a skill that's used for that.
Okay, because there's sleight of hand and there's pick locking.
Nope, give me the pickpocketing
So-
skill. Yeah, give me that. Okay. You feel like you do better, but you do actually feel that you got a good sense of when you pick the tumblers of a lock and the feeling you're looking for. You're just trying to hone down that skill. Obviously, the better and the faster you can do it, the faster you can pick a lock. So you're just practicing against minuscule objects nearby just to get that feeling of edges and curves in the textures of your finger. And for the most part, you get a bit of the feeling, and you kind of it's reasonably well done. You feel.
All right, I'm good.
All right. Now, is anyone doing want to do one last thing before we continue forward?
Mhm.
All right. So the camp is broken down. You continue forward, and is the destination all you want to go towards the next nearby town, or do you want to go somewhere else? You want to go to Rockdale, or is there something else you might have in mind?
I am myself curious. Does Rockdale have a mine?
Rockdale does.
I have a map.
All right.
So I'll look. Does it look like there's any connotations of a mine near Rockdale?
No.
No. Damn. Julius will look at the group and say, "Is there anything you need to do? Looking for anything anywhere?"
Well, I mean, this is like, okay, so Hursk.
Yes.
So usually if you sell, I like to keep the hair meat for myself, but then the skin, it can fetch a pretty high price if it's used for accessories and stuff like that, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. So is it good quality? Can I roll for it? See if it's like,
Go and
good.
give me a wooden survival roll.
All right.
It's just presentable.
All right. So it's normal hair, nothing
Yes.
special. Okay. So well, looks like I'll be keeping it for myself. Sure. Why don't we head into town? You know, replenish our supplies and stuff.
All right. As you start traversing, get back onto the road. If that is where you want to go, let me know if you do want to go along the road. But as you start heading towards Rockdale, traveling for a couple of hours, sun is getting a little bit lower in the sky. Temperature's getting a little bit colder, but nothing too cold to have to pull a cloak over your shoulders. But I want everyone now to go ahead and give me a awareness roll, please.
There we go, baby.
Some high rolls there.
Oh,
And unfortunately,
23.
Parj is like looking at his hair.
so obviously you saw a bit of mechanic here. In this game, in The Witcher, if you roll a 1 on your skill die, you're going to roll again, and you're still going to subtract that from your main total. On the opposite end, if you actually roll a 10, you're going to roll it again and add that number to your roll. So you can get some pretty good rolls. You keep on going if you keep getting the 10 or the 1 on dice rolls. So you can get up to some phenomenal numbers, a bit like Savage Rolls if you're familiar with that system. But as it is, anyone that got above a certain threshold is going to get some information. And with this, I'm going to actually whisper some things to people, and you can present this information how you want as you're traversing forward.
Actually, never mind. I don't have stuff. When you say you're whispering stuff to us, is there like a specific way to see that?
On the
You'll
chat.
see when I send it.
Okay, cool.
It'll probably be on the chat screen.
Yeah, it's exclusive information.
Ooh. Exclusivity.
You get to know about his injured ass.
No.
You have to aim for it.
I'm just rolling the dice around the screen.
That is fine if you want to do that. So we're going to give that to you. You'll hear a little ding when I do send it. And those of you that got that can use that information how you will, or you just continue on your way. But this is what some of you possibly notice.
Yeah, Nid is instantly hopping out of the wagon or cart, whatever you have, Julius.
It's a cart pulled by an ox.
He kind of hops out suddenly, and he squats down, probably near the edge of the road.
And that is where it is.
If you need to have a shit, you could have asked. I would have
No.
stopped.
There's blood here. Dried.
Oh,
Fine.
shit.
He's kind of presses a gloved finger against it, and like sniff at it, see if it's a monster's blood or humans.
This is human blood, a bit dried.
Yeah.
And as you look around, Nid, you notice that around the area is a spattering of blood, as mentioned, a couple bushes that have been trampled, broken upon, even small shrubbery has been as if someone ran through it and trampled it. In a haste, a hurry, as a erratic movement you can kind of glean from your own training, from what you have. There was a sight of a fight here, and whoever lost blood lost a fair amount of blood.
Can
But
I see? Oh, sorry.
no, go for it.
Can I see what direction they ran in? If it was that erratic.
Go ahead and give me a. I think is there an actual tracking skill, or is it just
Wilderness survival.
I would say yes if there's not an actual tracking skill.
Yeah, there isn't.
Yeah, wilderness survival.
And another thing, Paul, I have the practice paranoia, so if I come within 10 feet of a trap that includes experimental traps, booby traps, or ambushes, I get to make a roll towards the DC, so if any of that's going on.
Okay, you do not need to make that roll because there's no traps nearby. Nothing's going to spring out. But what you gleam, Nid, is that whoever here was injured, and with that roll, I'm actually going to give you some more information. Slightly quick.
The Witcher doing Witcher things.
Also, Paul, I'd like to know if there are any other tracks here, like carts or wheels or footprints.
Because it depends if these are humanoid footprints that are after them or monster footprints after them.
Right, you see all that dried blood. I'm just curious, if there's anything else that we can
Then the same thing
pick up
as you, Zadira, give me a wilderness survival roll.
Is Susan still moving the cart?
I'd hope
Oh
not.
no, I would have stopped her.
Okay. So, yeah, I'd like to hop down and check it out.
Yeah, those of you watch as Nid immediately goes down, and even Zadira now is looking around.
Can I add some luck to that roll?
I
Absolutely.
don't think you need to. Because I'm about
I
to say
don't?
something to Zira.
Okay.
Well, before, I might give him more information. He's looking for something different. So, if you want to, Zadira, it's up to you. Just tell me how much you want to add.
Yeah, just because I want to try out that mechanic. So I'm going to add, I don't know, I guess 2. Make it 15.
Okay. Go ahead and note that down in your character sheet that you've used a bit of the luck, and I will give you some more information.
After counting, there's around 5 prints of feet, human in nature. Tracks are leading back towards the nearby town.
You think bandits?
Maybe.
That's it, son.
So real quick, our God.
Don't call me that. What?
Ah, that's right. What I call all of my DMs. On the road, what weapon are you using?
He has a steel sword and a silver sword.
Right. So steel sword. So does it just use like the iron?
Oh, it's different.
Stuff? Okay. Does it have or? So they actually don't have. So while we were traveling before getting to this town, could I have attempted to augment his sword?
How long does it take to augment?
It doesn't say.
For all intents and purposes, I'm gonna say for right now, no, and I'll look this up.
Okay.
Because I'm
So
not
it
entirely
doesn't-
sure how long it takes. If it takes like 5 minutes, then yeah. But if something that takes like a bit of the day, then I don't want to give that time right now, as essentially this is immediately the start of the game.
Right.
All right. Parsia is talking. I'd also like to jump down from the cart and then check it out. Hmm. Can I roll for it or something?
Give a second. Send information in different places. All right. What was the question?
Okay, so Parsia would also like to jump down from the cart and see where the two have
Okay.
where the two of them are going.
Now, with the initial investigation between the two party members that you come in Parja, no really need to be done now. We can now kind of glean what's been happening here. Nid came across, and all of you, three of you saw that there was a bit of the blood here. During the bit of the investigation shows that there were about a half dozen of human-like footprints, obviously booted by the trucks that leave, but amongst them, scattered around, are a bit smaller barefoot tracks. And you don't encounter any of the blood of anything else, although it may be that type of thing also bled. It looks like almost childlike feet. Now, they do go separate directions. The human footprints look like they came from and back towards the nearby town of, you're presuming, Rockdale, whereas the other prints are actually kind of hard to make out. They kind of resemble that they come from the north, as you're traveling right now, so they're going essentially opposite directions. But after a fair number of paces, you kind of lose track of the barefoot-esque prints in the ground. But they do resemble to be coming from the north, I would say.
With no bodies around here, I can only hazard to guess that whoever was attacked survived and left back to town, and I'm sure there we'll learn more about what had transpired here.
Hursk, you did mention it was a human blood, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that information currently?
Yes, I said that.
Ned? Oh,
I've
you
said
shared
that.
it. Yep. Okay, so Ned, if it's human blood, then the smaller footprints are the attackers, right?
Yes, but we cannot track those because those are gone. Can I do a Witcher training roll on the little footprints?
Is it for monster lore?
Yeah. Can I roll that, DM?
Go ahead and roll it, and I gotta gauge how this is gonna play out, but go ahead and roll it. Your training is telling you that this is most likely, just what you're looking at right now, it's improbable that this would have been a fight between children, so most likely this is a different type of being. Probably not a child, especially with the blood being drawn here, or something very, very odd is going on. But you can't quite get together what this might be. The size is what's throwing you off. Typically, like you might think of like a drowner, because there's a nearby river, but drowners are typically man-sized, not child-sized.
Yeah, there's too little information here. We'll have to go to town to learn more if we desire it.
Paul, can I see if I might know what this creature would be within my training?
So your training, you're talking about your magic training?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me a roll.
What am I rolling?
I believe it's your magic training skill.
Okay.
Now, also, all of you also have a skill, which is known as monster lore. This can also be used to possibly discern what you might be getting here. And essentially, as a deer, it's the same thing from Nidraven. You can get out of the, it's probably not children that was here, unless something very, very odd was going on. But these prints don't quite give you information to what this might be. but most likely not children, but something else.
Okay.
Nadraven just hops back on the cart.
But they're obvious survivors, and they obviously went back towards, well, the location of the town that is nearby, Rockdale.
I mean, we could go there and talk to some people. If anything, maybe there's a contract out.
Exactly.
Well, sure. Let's head to town and search for the injured. They'll probably be hospitalized, so they'll be easy to find.
Y'all start
Yeah,
moving towards the town. And as you get closer and closer to Rockdale, not a very, very large community, but there's a sizable, probably about um, maybe 40 or 50 people inside this little community. And you can start hearing the sounds of the town as you approach. The ringing of iron of a blacksmith, a bit of singing of children, playful laughter, and kind of the bustling noise of a small community that's just going about their day. And you start to see a bit of the smoke from the hearse of the fires that kind of is billowing into the air as the breeze kind of blows along. The smell of just kind of the leaves and just the surrounding grasslands and plains around you. A pleasant little place. You start to see this first trickle of, for the most part, humans. In fact, all you can see right now are humans. As they're going about their normal activity, you pass a small farmstead to your left with a bit of uncut stalks of grain. We'll say wheat or possibly corn. As you're moving closer, and as you are traversing forward, as we get such to get to the outskirts or the edge of this community, there are starting to be a bit of glances in all your direction. And what you're kind of gathering, in fact, go ahead and give me, if you want, a human perception roll.
I'll try.
Now, the name is kind of a giveaway on the human perception. What this actually means is this is actually the insight roll of D&D. The human is actually meant for a humanoid. So elves, dwarves, humans, other type of beings. This is to gather their initial, what's the word I'm looking for? Their body language, or the way they kind of look at you. It's insight.
Look at Gavin's roll.
Yep, that is some.
Yeah, Witcher doesn't care.
All right, so get some information there, Gavin. Now, I'll do a small little break because I run this game during the day at work. I need to do a bit of lunch. Instead, I do smoothies. So I'm gonna spend about 5 minutes right now to make a smoothie, and then we'll continue forward. So essentially, it's a 5 minute intermission. But Gavin, do what you want.
Good.
Oh,
Be right back.
well, how's everyone going?
Pretty good.
So how's everyone feel about this so far?
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Now, there's one thing I'm going to say. In my games, after a session or whatnot, or anytime that you even want to, I always ask for criticism of a game, good or bad. Don't try to just spare my feelings, or don't try to appeal to my senses just to do it. Give me legit criticism. If you don't like something, let me know. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I need to become a better game master. Let's do that by getting information from people. So if there's something you don't like, please let me know what you don't like and why, and I'll work on it. I'll do some thinking. might seem a little slow right now, but it should pick up as we get further into our Witcher legs. Blueberries. That's always a weird color. All right, I'm done. Yeah, I'm currently working on my library, getting sound effects back into the games.
Cool.
We'll get that. Unfortunately, I had a hard drive crash a while back, which I'm rebuilding from.
Oh, Hursk?
What's up?
Hursk?
Mhm.
Okay, so, you did, okay, so you did say that, crossbows, suffer no penalty when drawing a heavy attack, right?
I'm still trying to decide. They already have a bonus, but what I was thinking about doing is they're not meant to really have a heavy attack, but they do have a better base damage because of the +2. But I'm thinking about bumping up their accuracy to +2. That's kind of what crossbows are known for. Not really the power, because bows can have a better draw length, but the fact that they're much easier to use, especially aim. So I think about making all crossbows go from +1 to +2 as standard.
So that's for accuracy, not for damage.
Yes.
Hmm.
Because I do know that the
Gotcha.
power draw of a bow is much greater than a crossbow. Unless you go into some of the ridiculous crossbows, which are not really in here, but I'm sure there's no bad way to put in.
There is a ridiculous crossbow.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about like a 1,200-pound windlass. It was not what I see
Well,
here, but that'd be
Have you
like
seen
a
the
slow 3
statistics for
reload.
the dwarven heavy crossbow?
Oh, so they do have okay.
There's like 5